And welcome to your start of the Bank Holiday Weekend One show. And as Chris is away, we've called in the K again. Vernon's back, and it's lovely to have you back, Vernon.
Thank you.
Yeah, a cheer would be lovely.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah.
we even practiced that, and yeah.
Unbelievable.
Awkward. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Thanks, the One Show. But no, in all seriousness, it is nice to be back, and particularly on a show where we've got not one, but two glamorous singers on the sofa.
Yeah, now one recently showed us that she's got the pins as well as the pipes when she waltzed away into the Final Four on Strictly.
And the other, well, she is the bearded diva who recently became all-conquering Queen of Eurovision.
Tonight, we're unstoppable. Please welcome Sophie Ellis-Bextor and Conchita Wurst.
That's what you call a welcome. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie. Hello.
Nice to see you, Conchita.
Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Oh, well, we rehearsed all of that and none of it worked out quite as planned. So it's lovely to see you, isn't it?
Yeah, Sophie, this is Conchita. Conchita,
Hello.
this is
So
Sophie.
nice to meet you, Conchita.
Yeah.
Now, Sophie, throughout Eurovision, you tweeted a few times. You're a massive fan of the
I
competition.
even watched the semi-finals of Eurovision this year. I've got really... I mean, I'm always quite into it. And in fact, I realised I went to a Eurovision party a while back as Austria. I wore my Austrian dress. So I've actually kind of supported you right from the beginning.
Thank you.
See, this was meant to be. And we know you've been asked to represent the UK in the Eurovision before, but didn't do it. So, Conchita, we wondered, because we do need a win by now, so
Yeah.
we wondered what you would say to Sophie to convince her that this would be a good idea, from your experience.
It's a fabulous idea because it's such a glamorous event and it's, above it all, it's just so much fun.
Yes, it did look like everybody was having a lot of fun this year, actually.
I think, actually, it is extremely funny to watch it, isn't it?
Yes, it definitely is. You did call me a nerd before when I said I watched all of it.
Well, you know, darling, you're completely into it, but...
It was the fact that you watched the semi-finals. That's why
know.
Conchita called you a nerd.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, I think it's probably a fair point, really, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah. And we must say a big congratulations as well.
Thank you
Conchita.
so much.
We loved
Huge,
it.
huge.
Oh, they're there for us that time.
They're warmed up now, you see.
They're warmed up. It's good. Now, tonight, we're doing something that we're calling, you're going to love this, for Bextor or for Wurst. See? Now, we know Sophie and Conchita both have loads of fans out there, but can they tell whose fan is whose?
If you're a big fan of either of them, particularly if you think you're an unlikely fan, then please send us a photo of yourself and put Sophie or Conchita in the subject line, and we'll see if these two can tell who is for Bextor or for Wurst.
It's a classic.
It really is. It really is.
It's going to run and run.
Now, for Sophie, it was washing hair.
For Conchita, it was dressing shop windows.
For me, it was promoting tuna whilst wearing a dolphin costume.
And I was the best banana labeller in Bolton.
Go, Vernon. We are talking first jobs. Now, this week, it emerged a very famous couple have told their son to get a Saturday job so that he can learn the value of money.
And rightly so. We thought that was a very good idea, so we did the same to Alex Riley.
I don't have 9 to 5, minimum wage, half-hour lunch breaks. They're not exactly the terms you'd associate with the super-rich lifestyle of the Beckhams. Well, all that's about to change, as it's been reported that eldest son, 15-year-old Brooklyn, is taking on a Saturday job in a coffee shop.
Which has brought me here to Glasgow, where you can learn a lot about life, apparently, especially in a coffee shop. Yes, I'm coming.
If you got the money, I think it would be funny. Oh.
This is a table 6.
Okay.
Hi there, what can I get you?
Could I have a cappuccino, please?
Can you tell me, when you were growing up, what did your parents teach you about the value of money?
When I was younger, I used to do the dishes and stuff around the house, and that would get me about £1 a week, which was a lot when I was quite young. If you can start to learn about working from a young age, then it'll benefit you in the future.
You all finished here, ladies?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, lovely.
Look, I was just wondering, how did your parents teach you about the value of money?
My parents worked. My dad worked in the shipbuilders. My mum was a stay-at-home mum.
Yeah.
And then went out work part-time when we were a bit older at school, so we were always used to people working.
being in the hairdressers was quite hard work, actually, which, you know, you work all you can, don't you, just to get a bit of extra cash, so you've got that independence. I think the biggest example they set is actually just by working and showing me that they were going out and earning a living, and then that had consequences on if I went on holiday or not, or how it all worked, really. So.
And also, you're a mum of 3, so, you know, you've got to do the same thing as well.
I know. I keep trying to get them to do chores for cash. It's having sort of mixed results so far, but they're still quite little. 2-year-old is really not getting his head around it all.
No, I bet he's not. And we know, Conchita, that you're extremely close to your mum, Helga.
Yes, I am.
And they were saying the other day in the papers that you've had a tattoo of your mum on your back, is it?
I do, yeah.
There it is.
Oh, there, we've got a
There you go.
picture.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
So why do you think you've got such a special bond, then, with your mum?
Oh my God, because my mom is, beside my grandmother, the most inspiring person I've ever met, you know, as far as you can say of your mom. And she's just supporting me all the way like my dad. But, you know, a mom is different. You know, mom is the mom. So what can I say? She's just the wind beneath my wings, totally.
Oh,
is it true? Is it true that that you wanted the tattoo of your mum because you wanted to experience pain like your mum experienced when she gave birth to you? Is that true?
I said that. Well, you know, my mom is not that into tattoos.
Right.
And I know that she will be mad. So I thought, well, I get her on my back.
Perfect excuse
Yeah.
to give your mother while you had a tattoo.
Yeah, and then she said, oh my God, this must have been painful. And I said, well, yeah, you know how it is. So I thought a little pain is okay.
Well, let's talk about your time since you won Eurovision. It's been a whirlwind. It's been a roller coaster. I mean, ever since you lifted the trophy, it's been non-stop.
It's unbelievable. It's my life completely changed, and I have to remind myself every single day, you actually won. And I'm like, oh my God, I won. You know, I really can't believe it. And so many great things have happened so far. I received flowers from Elton John. Cher tweeted. You were watching.
You're so charitable to put me in that light.
Let's relive the moment,
Yes.
shall we? Let's relive the moment. Let's take a look.
From the fading line of fire, rise like a phoenix, out of the ashes seeking rather than vengeance.
The winner is Conchita Wurst.
You were one, once I'm transformed. It's dedicated to everyone who believes in a future of peace and freedom. You know who you are. We are unity, and we are unstoppable.
That's a proud moment. Well done.
Yeah. The best news is the single is at number 17 this week. Which
Unbelievable. Thank you so much, each and everyone. Really, thank you.
Now, the thing is, we know that Europe love you, and rightly so. You are fabulous.
Thank you.
But what was it then? How did the idea of the beard come about, and why do you think the beard has had such an impact? Because we used to see lots of drag acts, but it's the beard that seems to have caught everybody's attention, really.
Well, first of all, I have to say I'm not the only bearded lady on the globe. So
No,
in
we know
America,
some others.
in America, there are a few sisters of mine. But, you know, it was a whole process. You know, it's like growing up. I keep on telling that Conchita always was there, but she haven't had a name for a very long time, which I'm very mad about. But, you know, I just grew into the stage persona, and in 2010, it just felt right the way it was. You know, I tried to be blonde, short, long, and all that kind of stuff. So I really wanted to show everybody that you can be whoever you want to be if you're just happy, you know, and don't get discriminated by just living your life.
Yeah. And what would you say? Because there's been a little bit of backlash. I mean, men in Russia have shaved their beards off. What would you say to those people?
Well, I don't really focus on negativity at all, because, you know, there's nothing which brings me further by thinking about that.
I think you said it all in your acceptance speech, though.
Yeah.
Strong,
you know,
powerful
but actually, I have to say that when politicians, like, you know, really famous one, say that I'm the reason why Europe will crush into pieces, you know, I have to say, I never received a bigger honor. You know, because they think I'm that powerful.
True.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in those heels as well.
I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm just a drag queen.
Now then, with moving on, with 17 million cars predicted.
Backing singers.
I did this in honour.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. 6 years ago, I decided that I ought to grow my hair in honour of Conchita. So,
You look like my brother.
do I? Well, I'd be delighted to be your brother.
Oh, brilliant. Well, you said at the end of the... How do you segue back into sausage rolls? You
You're a
said
professional.
You're saying at the end of the film, you know, you're sorry to leave, and not often does that happen when you visit a service
It's a
station.
really nice service station.
It is a nice one, but they're mostly very expensive. Now, is there a reason why sandwiches are at a premium?
Well, apart from the general desire on companies to make ridiculous profits. Yes, there is a reason, which is they, by law, have to provide certain services. They have to provide 2 hours free parking, they have to provide toilets, they have to be open 24 hours a day, which means that the sandwich you're paying, you know, for in the afternoon also has to be available in the middle of the night. Plus, they can't really advertise, so they bring in these recognisable brands, the fast food chains that we know of, and they cost. There's lots of reasons.
I'm sorry, this
Well,
is
you're just looking at the two.
No, because you're talking so animatedly about service
station.
stations and Conchita. So
It's a slice of
I'm here to serve.
British
This is how
life,
the
Conchita.
show
That's
works,
what it is.
Conchita.
Great. I'm just, you know, I'm just listening.
But Jay, it's nice to it's nice to visit a service station. It hasn't got your usual brands that we're all used to seeing, you know. And artisan breads and a butcher's. Is it going to work?
I think it will work because there is real quality there. Plus, it has to be said, most service stations have a captive audience. You're driving down the motorway, you're hungry, you need a pee, you're going to stop.
Yeah.
True.
So there's going to be an audience for that service station anyway. But it is, you know, it's not your average. It really isn't.
And the staple sometimes in a service station is the good old sausage roll.
Good old sausage roll.
Well, you've got some posh ones for us.
The sausage roll has gone up in the world. The wild boar one here is made by Deborah and Neil Flint from Cinder Hill Farm, and that is sold at Gloucester Service. Have you ever tried a sausage roll?
No,
Conchita?
no.
Would you like to?
I would love to.
We've got sweet chilli, we've got black pudding, pork and Stilton, and wild boar.
Oh, which one are you pointing?
Sweet chili.
The sweet chili, right. You have a bit of that. Just use your finger. Just dive in. We don't stand on ceremony on the one.
Sophie, go on. Which one do you fancy?
I think I should go for the wild boar.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll pass that down. The one in front, the black pudding one, that comes from a restaurant called Cafe Football, owned by Ryan Giggs.
Thank you.
And Gary Neville.
Cheers.
And
This one's
is
supposed to fine.
slow-cooked shoulder with black pudding and Dijon mustard. When I reviewed that restaurant, I said I wanted to adopt it as my third child. It's the most extraordinary thing.
OK, well, if you've survived the motorway, the next stop on any great bank holiday trip is the seaside.
Yes, and at least one a great friend of mine, Jonathan Davis, and he used to spend many holidays myself on that very beach.
It looked beautiful, that beach, massive.
It is nice. They're lucky they got it on a nice day.
I was going to say that, yeah, you're right.
Lucky the weather was lovely.
Yeah, no, Sophie, you released your album Wanderlust.
Boring, Conchita, you mentioned you've got fans like Elton John and Cher, but one megastar has asked you to support her on tour, hasn't she? Or so we hear. Are the rumours true?
Well, I have to set this clear now, because I heard it too, and I was calling my manager and I said, check your emails. What is this about? What is this? And he said, well, I'm sorry, but we don't have an official...
So no news from Gaga yet?
Yeah,
Lady Gaga.
Sorry, yeah.
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 Wow.
So
Would you do it?
Are you kidding? Of course.
Brilliant.
That look said 1,000 words.
OK.
Yeah.
Now, earlier on, we asked for the photos of your unlikely fan. Is it for Baxter or for Wurst?
Yes,
That's the
nice.
question.
This is the first one. Whose fan is this young gentleman? This is Jack Maguire from Leeds. Is he for Baxter or for Wurst?
He's very sweet.
What do you think?
I will go with Sophie.
Really?
Yes.
It is, yes. He's a big Sophie fan.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
OK, this is the next one. This is Victoria Simpson. Is she for Baxter or for Wurst?
Oh, guys.
Playing along.
It's a game for everybody. Well, let's go for Conchita this time, I think.
Yes, well done.
Yes, very good.
All right, here, this is Ben from Norfolk. What do you think?
Gotta be Conchita. Look at Ben.
Well, I don't know. He got my eyebrows.
Yes. Yes. For Wurst, well done.
Kenneth, is he for Baxter or for Wurst?
Oh, Kenneth. Are you coming to my gigs, Kenneth?
It is. Yes.
OK, quickly, this is from Mrs. Tess Daly. For Baxter or for Wurst?
Yeah, that was earlier on this evening.
You stole my dress.
It's for you. It's for you.
There you go. Well, thank you very much for tonight. Really enjoyed it. What a fun show.
Thank you so
very
much.
good. Good luck, Sophie, with the new single as well. And the tour. And to you for GAY tomorrow night. That's going to be quite a night, isn't it?
Yeah. And never forget, rise like a phoenix.
Thank you so much, Vernon, for being here. I'm back Monday with Matt and Chris Tarrant. Will be joining us. See you then. Bye. Have a good one.